Hi everyone, welcome to this new episode. Today, it's a very personal episode because if you have been following me for a while, you know that my Scottish partner and I, and our almost 3 years old daughter, moved from New Zealand to Scotland 6 months ago. And we are now moving to France. Surprise. Not really. So this episode is really about how I use my human design and my family's design to make aligned decision in our life, to go with the flow of life, to respect our individual needs, and to release a lot of conditioning to create the life we desire. So I'm basically taking you on my journey, our journey, of moving in 3 countries in less than a year with a toddler. But it's really how knowing our design had led us to the right places and attracting the right person and situation into our life without resistance, or at least on the less resistance path. So in a previous episode, I share a big move already from New Zealand to Scotland. So feel free to go back to it. There is a lot of human design inside in there too. But I wanted to just start to give you a little bit of a context if you haven't listened this episode. So a year ago, while we were living in New Zealand, we went to France for holidays with our daughter. It was the first time our daughter was meeting my family, thanks COVID and the closed borders. So it was a very special moment for everyone. And on the paper, everything was pushing us to move to France. A lot of family support, possibility to buy a house without a huge mortgage. We were already actively looking for houses in New Zealand, but it will have been huge mortgage and just working to pay bills basically. And it's not the life we want to create. We were really looking for a balanced life, spending time with our daughter and put our family first, working in our in area we are passionate about, and the part of France we were staying had everything we wanted, like beautiful nature, forest, lake, and absolutely everything we wanted. So this trip to France was really showing her us that on the paper it's right to move. But it's also brought a lot of fears for me about the idea of moving back. Like, having a baby on the other side of the world is for a good reason. And I had a lot of fear about the school system in France and finding like-minded people, a lot of resistance. But during those holidays, of course, I met an amazing projector. I'm sure she will recognize herself. And projector, it's one of the 4 energetic type. We have the generator, manifestor, reflector, and the projector. They represent 20% of the population, and they are here to guide us. And it's exactly what this person did for us. She broke down all my fears, basically. And she was creating a forest school with alternative and holistic education in a beautiful village, in a beautiful community. So everything seems perfect for us to move back to France. After those holidays, we went back to New Zealand, and I faced a lot of resistance to move to France. I felt totally stuck in figuring out how to move to France, how my partner will work, since he doesn't speak French. I should have said yet at the time, how we will be able to find a house with like a long-term job. In France, like you have to earn 3 times the rent to be able to have access to a rental to start with, among a lot of other fears. So my mind was basically trying to find all the answers and stay in control. I have an open head center in my design, so the head center is it's the center at the top of your chart, and it represents your inspiration, your creation, and when it's open like me, it's been not colored in your chart. You take inspiration from other and amplify it, can be really great, but the conditioning here, it's trying to answer all the question of the world, which absolutely doesn't belong to you. So it was creating a lot of pressure and anxiety to process all those information on my side, but I was quickly aware of it. Also in my human design, my motivation, which is the top right arrow, and is on the right side. So it's mean that I'm receptive and I do better by going with the flow rather than being strategic. And we live in a very strategic world, isn't it? So my motivation is the way I see things. My color is hope. It means that I'm not here to do things, trying to force things. The transference is guilt, which is trying to do things instead of just being receptive and let things come to you. This is a conditioned part of my motivation, trying to fix things. So knowing my design really helped me to be aware of what was happening in the situation and the game I was playing, basically. I was not being in my true self. It couldn't have led me to the right path. So I stopped trying to figure out how to move to France and pause for a few weeks. And of course, when you not try to be strategic, life come to you. And a friend in Scotland posted on social media a job offer, which came with a house. And I instantly know, my body knew that it was what we needed to do. My body was really lit up with the excitement, as a manifestor generator, which is my energetic type. Satisfaction is my signature. And my body is lit up when it's the right thing, when I have the energy to do something and it's the right path for me. So as my sacral center is also my authority, it's also the way that I made aligned decision, and it's basically made sound like no, yes. Everyone has a different sound, and also there is no explanation. It's totally primal. So the decision was made very easily just because my sacral have been lit up, excited. I knew it was right. My body was telling me, and yeah, in a few days the decision was made. So fast forward to Scotland. I, of course, use our design to make the move as smooth as possible for everyone, respecting our human design environment, our determination. It's like condition and circumstances in which we eat food. It's help you to digest food, of course, to be healthy, but also to digest life. And we really look into all our understanding and using our strength and talent in our design to make this move more easily. And we absolutely love being in Scotland. It was absolutely aligned. We had a absolutely great time. I loved everything about Scotland. Even the cold was not a problem for a hot, thirsty determination. Who has a body which is colder than the average person, I always need to eat and drink hot to maintain my energy. It was very easy to do here. So anyway, in Scotland, we were also looking to create this dream life we want to buy a house, but we were in the same situation that in New Zealand, and it was not exactly what we wanted yet. You know, my profile in human design is 5-1, so the one is unconscious for me, but the first line needs security and details and information. While my partner, he is a line 3, and this is about trial and error and experimenting, and he's learning through experience. So he could see straight away what was working or not when I was still trying to find information and secure myself. So he just knew that the current situation was not working for us and that it was like a step toward something else. So a few months after arriving in Scotland, we needed to go to France for visa things for my partner, sounds Brexit. And of course, we look at house to renovate around, and we were really excited because we could see it was doable to do with what we wanted to create. And during this trip, I met this amazing projector again, and she told me about the forest school and the education and the approach of education they were creating, and my sacral was absolutely on fire. I was so excited about what she was doing. My body was telling me yes, yes, yes. So yeah, it was really, really exciting. And also the school in France, daycare, was starting in September. So we were really pushed to make the move. We went to this appointment for my partner's visa, and his visa renewal have been refused. And it was a real shock because we used the same document than for his first visa, so it was totally fine. And they were asking for additional documents that absolutely doesn't exist. But anyway, the situation, we went to force us to come back to France earlier. If not, he will have lost his visa. So life was sending us very clear message. And I'm a manifestor generator. My partner is a generator. We are both here to respond to what the world is sending to us. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I was absolutely not happy at the moment. And during the meeting for the visa, I was telling myself that it was happening for a reason, that it was for us, not against us. There was a reason behind, but it was very difficult at the time, of course. Right after that meeting, I received a phone call offering us a temporary house in the village where the forest school for our daughter will be, thanks to the same projector person, of course. And it was absolutely perfect. And, I didn't try to figure out how to do. The thing came to us with my receptive mind again. And as a manifestor generator or generator, your aura is open. So you attract the right situation and the right person to you all the time. You just have to respond with my authority in the situation, which is my sacral. And of course, it was absolutely perfect. This house was in the village, as I was saying, of the school, on a little hill. My partner is mountain environment, so the environment is what keeps you healthy, what allowed you to thrive in life, to be efficient, to live out your purpose. And for him, he needs like the perspective. My daughter is market environment, so she's thriving with the exchange environment. It's in town, but the village is also surrounded by the forest and the mountains, so it was absolutely perfect. So basically, we find a house, a school, and the possibility to create the balanced life we were looking for. So the message was extremely clear. It doesn't mean all of that is easy. I was facing fears and processing a lot of conditioning, deconditioning, because I'm not the same person that I was when I left France. I left France to decondition myself, basically, from the society that I grew up into, that from my educational system, from my culture, and being back in that environment put me into situation to see how I can react to it with the old me or the new me, basically. And French administration can be a bit overwhelming, and I could choose to play the game, being angry, frustrated, nonsense. Not everything is bad, of course. I'm going just straight to the point. But I now have the tools to be aware of what is happening, and choose to walk along this system, because we live in this 3D world anyway, to create my whole life with peace. And it's really about being yourself, not doing yourself, not playing, being you. And there is a full episode available about that, so I'm not going there here, but it's what your knowing your design is allowing you to know your true self and act like it. So fast forward few weeks, we returned to France for the additional useless paperwork. They absolutely didn't look at it. They didn't ask for any. We got the visa in 5 minutes. And we moved our stuff in the new house. We met an amazing community in the village and the forest school. We connected with absolutely wonderful souls who will surely become friends. Many English speakers in the community and even in the school. So my daughter understands French perfectly, but she only answers in English so far. So she could be understood by other kids, which was very nice. And my partner received several job offers already, and he met people who were talking in English with him too. So everything was absolutely perfect, how it's supposed to be. And as a manifestor generator, I got really excited about it, and that is very important. Signature of manifestor generator is satisfaction, and non-self-esteem is the frustration. It's giving you good indicator of where you are in your life. So yeah, really, I just wanted to share how knowing and understanding our design really help us to make aligned decision, understand what our body and life messages were and what they were telling us, to respect our needs without pushing ourselves in the doing, and get rid of the conditioning and all the societal expectation. Of course, a big shout out to my amazing family for the huge help, and to this very special projector friend who guide us on our path. And yeah, it has been intense, of course. My daughter has been thriving in this busy environment. She has a channel 2034, which is a busy big channel. She loves being surrounded, like being busy and being surrounded by a lot of people with the fact that she's a market environment. We also make sure that we had moments where we were just connecting with her and stopping doing, because it's a lot. She's even not 3 and she's already experienced like 3 countries. I'm sure it will make her very adaptable. And yeah, they are more adaptable than us kids, isn't it? We really try to inform her as much as possible of what was happening, because she's a manifestor generator. She's not here to inform like a manifestor, but informing her really help her to integrate thing. And it was a lot, like all the family, a lot of new people, a new house, new language, new country, new habits, like everything was new for her. And when I told her actually that she will soon go to a new school, she replied by saying, "Again?" And I asked her if she was okay with that, and she said, "Okay, mom." So yeah, just informing her help, and being here for her, of course, not in the doing all the time. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. I will probably share more in the next few weeks, but this is the story of how we move in 3 countries in less than a year with our toddler, using our design to create the life we desire, to go with the flow of life, to lead us to the right place and the right situation. I'm really grateful for this life we are creating with my partner and daughter. So if this resonates with you, feel free to connect with me. I would love to support you on your journey. And if you like this episode, feel free to share it with anyone who can learn from it. You can, of course, find this episode on my YouTube channel, Human Design with Sarah Jean, or on all your platform of podcast. Thank you for listening till the end, and talk to you soon. Bye. Lot of love.